let's get on with the action. Hey guys, I'm back from Vegas. I'm not actually feeling jet lagged. I've been to some hot yoga this morning. I'm feeling very fresh and relaxed. And I'm not really sure why when I've played so much poker, but I'm raring to go to play some backgammon. Let's see how we do. So a couple of interesting plays so far, making the ace point and which way to split before. Now, first big decision for me this game. So we can anchor up here and play something like slotting a point to start, and we're 12 up. So we've got a racing lead, maybe not take risks, but on the other hand, we could, we've got a stronger board, and this keeps a lot of pressure. I think I prefer this because whatever he plays, unless he rolls a 4-2 or something now, he's going to have to leave a shot. And we play to our strength of having a stronger board, and we've got a really nice game. Same thing, I think we stick back. Exactly the same reason. This time I played that a little bit quick. We could have run, instead of making the anchor, we could have run all the way to the midpoint. So I made a small error there. Keeping pressure and safetying a man with a race lead would have been better. Now we've got a 6-5, so two options. We can run all the way from the back, and then he attacks us with 2s, 4s and 6s on his 4 point. I think this is better. We come around the corner, we don't get attacked where he wants to attack us. So now, even though I hope to get missed, and now we're into just a basic race position. And when you're bearing in a race like this, the most important thing is to target all your men coming into the 6, the 5 and the 4 point. So something like that. If you aim to bring all the spare checkers in at the 6-5-4, you're not going to go far wrong, and you really don't have to break your head thinking about every single play, how perfect it is. So now the race is 80-89, so we're 9 pips up on 80. It's slightly more than 10%, and if it's not a double, it can't be a no double by much. So I wanted to cube this. When you're around a 10% race lead on differential in pips on a race this long, you usually double, but it was pretty close. Small double, I would say. There's not much play here, but let's click finish game. Here was a big double and we've got a cube decision. We can always stop the finish game function. Okay, 0.9, so we played pretty much perfectly except that one small error with a 5-3 to run out, so it's a good start to the session. More interested in playing well and finding the right moves and winning. As I said before, when you're practicing like I am now, I really don't care if I win or lose at all. In fact, making mistakes is probably a good thing, because we might learn something. Right, so double 3, first decision. 5 point looks natural, and actually we can point on his head. Looks pretty straightforward. Now, do we have enough to double yet? We're up 30 pips in the race, stronger board. He doesn't have anything. I like to keep these positions. So as I said last session, I do have a tendency to double early, and this was a no double by 0.06. So it's an error to cube because he's got the anchor as usual and in the game for a while, so we don't need to give up the cube that easily when he's probably going to be taking next time. So that was the 5, and that makes the 8 point. Now we've got a 4. So we can step out to his bar or on the 5 point. If we go to his 5 point, he hits us as 1s, 3s, 5s, and I think this is better. Sorry, to step out here and challenge to make that anchor. Okay, now we've got a 5-3, so I can see 2 plays. We can just clear the 11 point, which doesn't do much. It's very neat. This is probably the play. The other play is to pay now, but we get hit with 3s and 2 1s and become an underdog in the game. 5-6 hits us as well. I just don't think there's any need to do this now. So we're going to do this. His position may weaken. He might have to play. We continue to build our board and get stronger like this. So there really wasn't any reason to volunteer those shots so early. Now we've got a 4-1. Wasn't what initially I was planning for the game, but it looks like we're going to hit loose on the ace point now. Whatever we do hits a shot, so this puts him on the bar. He did have 2 blots. So he came in and now we're back to a holding game, 5-1. I can just do this and then leave him the fly shots for the 7s. And this is looking like it's over. There's no play at all left. We'll just give it one shake just in case we're on 6-1 and get hit. Okay, now it's just a classic race. We can hit control finish. We've got 2 double 5s and we're still going to win. So we make the anchor. First blunder of the session. What did I miss? Yeah, that looks nicer, doesn't it? Just looks so much more natural than this. There's no rush to make the anchor. He hasn't got any points that we don't need to step up, and this 11 point is so crucial when he's got 2 blots here, and this is 6 away from the 5 point. Puts him under pressure with all the blots straight away. So that was a 0.2 double blunder. Just too quick, just too quick. Again, like a beautiful session playing under 2, and look how quickly you're rating bombs when you make a mistake like that. I think my tempo, I don't know how much of it's to do with blogging and thinking I've got to keep it interesting for you, but I think I play slightly too fast. So now, this isn't the greatest roll in the world. I can't quite see the obvious play. We can sort of step up like this. I mean, this is ugly to put a 3rd checker here, but we're up in the race and it gives us a little bit closer coming to the edge to try and escape. I mean, the other play is just to step out, but we get hit with 1s, 4s and 6s too much. I think I'm going to do this. It really didn't like to play the computer. Interesting. So it volunteers a shot with the 2s, with that 3. It really didn't like burning from 6 to 3. It never likes playing deep in your home board, leaving in flexibility, and this looks so nice now when you look at the right play, duplicating the 2s to hit on my 10 point and 2s to hit here. It's funny how often the computer sees plays that I don't even see, probably because I play a little bit fast, and it just picks up plays like that duplication. So he doubles us here. He's got some good things that can happen for him, but there's only 4 pips in it and it's loads of play, so this is just a trivial take. And he picked and passed here, played aggressively instead of giving us the shot, so we got a 5, and I don't think we want to, I mean it's horrible to burn it, but if I do this, he hits us with 3s and 3s, it's duplicating, and the other player is this. But I think when you burn a checker on the 1, when he comes in, it becomes so hard to come home later that I'm going to do this play. And now we have a 2-1. And I think I've got to lift it up now, because otherwise I have to leave so many blots. I can't really see another choice with a 1. And the 2, I think we just start coming out. That was an error. I think it's better just to come down with a 2. I think because it gives him too many shots coming out with 1s, 4s and 6s, the ones that come in instead of just 3s and 6s. That was a little bit too big. So I think we come in on the 2 here to freeze that checker on the 8 point, because if he tries to make the 5 point, we can escape there. Much needed 6 to come out, and then we've got a choice of 5s. And come down here, or I think we come in, puts a checker on the spare, and emmy him if he misses. Another 5-3, and this time I think we just have to, he's got such a strong board, we can't leave a shot here, we've got to play behind him. Double 1, I think we clear the mid, coming down. We're starting to head in the right direction this game. And the 4 is clear. It looks obvious to make the 8 point, but there is a case for just coming in and not. If we make the 8 point, we may just have to clear it later. Do we want that point? We're 44 in front of the race, and it's going to be hard to clear later. I think I prefer just to come in and not make the point. Don't think there was much in it. Okay, so now we make the 5, and I think we make this point. We do leave him, well, this leaves 4, 3, 5, 2, 6, 1, 6 shots, but he does have a blot. I mean, yeah, the other play is to do this. I think this could be right. I mean, this is just a point we're going to have to clear later, and it leaves 6 shots, so although we lose the 5 point, I think I'm going to go for this. That was a pretty decent play. And now, I think we're getting close to a cube, but probably not quite yet. Maybe one more good roll, which wasn't this one. So, we have to leave a shot unless we make this play. Eey. How are we getting home if we do this? How are we getting home? So the other play is just to do this, and it leaves 4s and double 2, 12 shots. So he's going to hit exactly a third of the time from here on average. And will we have a cube if he misses? Probably not. We still have to safety. We've got this points to clear. But if I do this, I just can't see how we're coming home. I can't play like that. My grandfather would tell in his grave, I'm going to do this. Volunteering the shots. And yeah, it was right by a lot. even though we got hit, it was the right play. Kind of happy with that. Sometimes you've got to be brave. It's called pay now, pay later. And I'd rather pay now and leave him the shot to keep the board and the flexibility. Anyway, now we're dead. We're behind the 6 prime and he's just playing on, going to try and hit the gammon. There's no play or anything interesting left in this game. So let's resign and get on with the next one. So that was some really interesting plays in that one. It wasn't an easy game. 5 to play. I think we just come out. Jostling to escape. Same again. Keeps hitting us. Come out again. So a pretty nice tactical game developing now. He's got a prime, but so many men back. And it looks like we escape. But we've got to play with 1 block, leaving a shot. Would have been great if he missed, but unfortunately he hit. And now, we're all the way back behind his 5 prime again. Strong cube he makes, but we're 18 in front. If we roll a 2, we're at the edge of the prime. We can't give this game up so early. It's got to be a take. A lot of beginners might pass that. Doesn't look pretty. But there's just so much play. And chances to win. You can't be too pessimistic and pass a cube like that ever. Okay. So now we're pretty much dead. Again behind the 6 prime. There really is nothing to play for in this game. Let's resign. On to new pastures. This is quite interesting. Tempted to play this. 4 blots everywhere, but he's got nothing in stack, no builders. I mean, the other play could just run. It's kind of quite nice. 3s, 3-1, double 3, good for him anyway. The other play is this, which leaves blots everywhere. It strips the middle a little bit. Not quite sure what the right play is here. Okay, let's just run. I'm not sure. Let's go and have a look. I didn't even look at this one. That's quite nice. So that was the best play. Stepping up with 2 men. But he hasn't really got much to attack us with. And he's got no board. A nice balanced game. And what I looked at was 0.01. This was better than my play. And I think this was better as well. So I didn't make the greatest play here, but it wasn't. It was an error, but it wasn't catastrophic or anything. So 5 down around the corner, and we step up with the 2 to try and escape, or prepare to escape. This is for me the boring part of backgammon, where so many plays are just forced, but I guess in every game you're going to have that, especially in chess, where so many moves at the beginning of a game are learnt by rote and force. So now we've come all this way deep into the game, we haven't had to think for ages. And now we're 20 pips up, we're shooting at 3s and 2s, but he's got that 5-point anchor, and I think we learnt from other games that there's just no rush to double these positions because he's going to have a take for so long, and if you do lose your market, it's not going to be by much. And that was pretty much the best sequence for us. We hit, he fanned, I'm going to cube now. And even then, you see, that was why it wasn't a double before, because this is a phenomenal sequence for us, and he still takes, because of this 5-point anchor is just so crucial, because it's there for the whole game. And he fanned again. Now, in a way, we like to stay back and hit this man, but the objective really is to come out now. In fact, it was so much better to, I thought about this at the time, but coming all the way out instead of 6-4. 6-4 looks nice because you think he's going to come in and you're going to have more flexibility with my play to attack him on these 1, 2 and 3 point when he comes in. But it really, you just want to get moving here. You just want to get moving while he's on the bar and escape all those men. So it's better, just made a small error by not coming all the way out. Because a situation like this happens, he came in with 2 men, and now I roll 6-1 and I can't escape. That's exactly why. So I have a few choices now. In fact, no, I don't. I make this point here, and if he hits me, because he's stripped on the midpoint, there's so many returns coming back on the 5 or with this back, and you make such a menace our board now. He can't mess around with that. Yeah, so there were some nice positions. Oops. Let's leave in direct 6. Why am I doing that? I think this is better. So we could just come down and clear the point now, but that leaves 1s, double 4, 5, 3, 6, 2. It's too many, there's no need. We could hit him also, but that leaves shots. I think we just do this and attack him next time perhaps, or roll something good. Okay, this is a classic pay now, pay later. So this is a safe play, pay later, and now we've got a strip midpoint. Or we just come down, leave him 4s and 3-1, 13 shots, and we're gin. It's game over if he misses, basically. So the question is, if he hits us with 13 shots here, we win 23 out of 36 games. So roughly 2/3. If we play this, do we win at least 23 out of 36 games? There are some rolls where, I mean, this is good when I roll any double next time. Or I could roll, except for 6-2, which is a real disaster. There's no other shots except 6-1. I think this is better because he may, there's some, I mean, he can run off here, but he may have to break the mid. I may roll a double. I think 13 shots is a little bit too much. So I'm going to go for that. That was a mistake. It's better to pay now. Clearly I don't win 23 out of 36 games making the play I made. And I think this is a position where if I was a little bit sharper and playing more backgammon all the time, I'd get this right. It was kind of my first instinct to come down and pay now, and it's a double blunder not doing it. Yeah, so that was a good one, pay now, pay later situation. So we rolled 2-4. And we can play safe like this. And what are we going to roll next time when he runs off here? Or we can hit with a 2, and where's the 4? If we do that with a 2, that's the 4. So this has the advantage, if he doesn't hit, that we're pretty much gin, and we do win some gammons. But if he hits, he could win a gammon, if he rolls a 1 or a 5-2. We've got 3 blots here. Interesting. I mean, this is a safe play. I think it's so hard to clear this point next time. Unless we roll a big double now and we're stripped on the 6 point as well. I think we're going to go for the hit and be a bit brave. Yeah, let's do it. Looked like that was right. And we're going to get rewarded. So just one more point to clear and it's all over. How did I manage to make an error there with a 5-3? Interesting. Usually it's right to keep them smooth at the back. It's very unusual to leave a 3 and a 2 because here the number one play it wants me to make, I leave a shot with 6-5. Actually that's it. It's only 6-5. All the doubles go clear. 6-4 plays 5-4. That's why it's quite unusual. Here it's only 6-5 and we get the extra man off as opposed to this. Here 6-1 and 5-1 leave a shot and we don't get any men off. So that was okay, so we take 2 off with a double 3. We've got 2 more off. Do we just clear it or do we go for the gammon? If we clear it, we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 checkers left. We'll be off in 6 rolls. And he's got 2, 4, 6, 8. I think this is right because we can come off quickly. If I make the aggressive play like this, oh, this does have merit. We're a bit slower later on. I think we do this. We guarantee the game and we can bring them off pretty quickly later. Yeah. Kind of a neat game. Some interesting things came up. So halfway through the session, playing pretty decent backgammon overall. Now already I can step out here, or I'm thinking to come down like this. Not sure. I'm going to try this. Well, we didn't really want to blitz here, and we got 3 men back behind a prime, but I can't really see anything else. Well, that's 2. I mean, this doesn't seem right when we've got very little wood, and well, he does have a blot here. He might not come in. And the other players to come out. Yeah, I think we've got to do it. I think we've got to do it. We get cubed, easy take, only down 11, we've got an anchor. Like I keep saying, if you just basically take pretty much all holding games, you're not gonna, when you've got an anchor and there aren't that many gammons, you're not going to go far wrong, as a rule of thumb. So just a technical play here. Do we step up to give us some timing? And we're down 14 pips. It's not ideal. Or do we just stay back? There's not really much pressure for him. Staying back, you can just make the points and come in later. Okay, I'm going to come up. And this is one choice, but then I think we just do this. That was slightly wrong to come out and leave the 2s. 2, 3, 4. This isn't much fun getting blitzed. There's not much left to the game. You never know, we may get a shot now. Yeah. Okay. So we're alive. Interesting. How many men's he got off? 4 men off. I don't think we got enough to cube here, even though we got 17 shots to cover, all sixes. And it will be a double pass because he's only got 4 men off, and 5 men off is the borderline double take. But I think we cover first, then hit. Because if we don't cover and then we're under pressure, wow, that was a little cube actually. That was a cube there. Let's just have a look by how much. Uh, 0.1 error not to cube. So we had enough. So now 5-2. Now if we lift up the 2 like this to not leave a shot, we know we don't target a cube for the whole game. So I think we come around with a 5 and 2, and this way we've got loads of covers, and if he hits us we've got some returns. What happened? He came in and hit us with a super joker. Oh, looks like we may get tripled in the end. Oops. We need to give the most numbers for us to save the triple. He's off in 2 rolls. So if we go like this, if he rolls anything, double 1 saves us. I think that's the best. Sorry, did I play that too quickly? What happened there? Oh, obviously this is much better now. Most of the doubles and 4-3, but I don't know why I left. It was a question of crossovers there. That was crazy. Triple blunder to get cubed. That was just sloppy. So you can see what I did. I played like this, thinking which doubles save the triple if he's off in 2 rolls. But of course, all I had to do if I leave 2 men back instead of 3 is roll anything bigger than a 4-3, 5-4, 6-4, 5-4. It's just a crazy, stupid mistake. And I got punished, tripled. So it just shows you, sometimes, maybe it's because I'm vlogging and I'm talking to you and not really focusing on the play strongly enough. I find it hard to believe I made that blunder over the board. It's like, however good you can play overall, backgammon's a game of mistakes. And when you make a mistake like that, it really costs you so much equity just from being sloppy. So this is an interesting one. So we've got a 5-3, and my instinct is to fight for that 5 point and hit again on the 1. If he rolls the 1, we may come in and remake the 5 if he puts 2 on the bar. And although he's got a stronger board, I just really like this play, where he hit us twice, but it was the right play. I think that massive blunder on such an obvious play is so important. It's just a lesson for me to slow down. And I remember Moshi, who's the #1 player in the world, a Japanese top professional. He came to my house once to play a game, and when I was playing with him, I didn't think his strategic decisions or thinking about the game was that much beyond me, but maybe it is, and I was just being arrogant. But what he's amazing at, in a good tempo, is picking up little bits of equity all the time, a bit like the computer, just not making those errors, those blunders that I would make. And I think if I slowed down, those would disappear. So here we're getting cubed, and I think we've got to tape because there's a long way to play in this game. It's just amazing how instructive that last position, that blunder I made was, and why. It's kind of hard to get out of my mind. I remember that one for a long time. Because when you're playing over the board as well, you may make those kind of errors and not blunders or triple blunders, unless your opponent's really nice and tells you. You never know. But when you're playing the computer, you can tell straight away. Okay, right, let's get on with this and put it behind us. 6-1. if we just escape, it leaves him 3s and 5s to hit. That's weird. I never knew that. I just discovered, because I'm so used to the mouse with just the left. If you on XG, if you click the right button, it takes the move back for you. Whereas before I was always playing Control Z. I don't know why I clicked the right button by mistake, and it just sort of happened. Anyway, so I can hit with the 1 here, but then where's the 6? I have to leave my anchor and really spread my legs, and this could get ugly very quickly. So I think we've got to keep that anchor. And I mean, the other players to come out with a 6-1. Could be right. I don't know. I'm going to go with my instinct to do that. It was wrong. It was better to come out and hit by a little bit. 6-5. I think we come and make this outside point. And where's the 5? Step out, leaves 2s, 4s and 6s. No, it's too much. So perhaps let's go for that. However much I try and explain on the vlog, there's some plays where I just sort of feel it, and that comes from a lot of experience, and it's kind of hard for me to explain always exactly why I do something. So here, we're going to hit him, and yeah, it looks scary, but if we don't, he just goes for us and attacks us anyway. So we may as well make the play with the most upside. So if we couple with a 3, I mean, maybe this is a play. Only leaves 5, 3 and double 5, and leaves us 3 builders to attack him. When he comes in and hits us, a lot of shots though. I mean, there is just making the 5. Or something like this. Not too bad. Maybe that's a good compromise. It sort of splits. Still 5-5 and 3-3, 5-3, 1-3. I'm really not sure. I'm going to go for this. I don't think that. I think it was slightly better to make this other play here. It's a little bit big, my play, but not terrible. Oops. So we come in with a 1. Okay, we hit with the 6, and then we got a 3. It's just too big to split here. We just get gammon too often. Then we come down and try and target the 5 point for ourselves. I shut our eyes and hit, and that looks like the only 6. For 1, if we come in on the 4, do we just get attacked too much? But if we come in on the 1, I think we've got to come in on the 4. Small mistake. We get attacked a bit too much. It was better to come in on the ace, because this is the kind of scenario that happens now. Okay, so we hit back. He's got 2 men off, and we're scrambling home. Our first objective is to save the gammon, but obviously this is still a winnable game. I don't think we hit him here. I think we just go for outfield control. So we don't hit, but it's not a bad miss. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing, there's no reason to hit here, it just doesn't achieve enough when we're missed, even if he fans. So I think it's a combo of outfield control and builders, a bit like that. Oh! Bad mistake. Bad mistake. This was much better. A little bit surprised. I guess now with this play, it's leaving him 4-5, 6-3, 4-6, double 4, double 6, just giving him too many instant gins. We may even get gammoned if we get hit. So we may as well have hit. And now learning from that, I mean, we could just do the safe play completely. What does he escape with? Escapes with 4-6. That's it. That's probably right. I don't think we hit now. Yeah, I think it's too much. Before we were leaving shots. Now it's really only 4-6. But actually the same theme. The computer obviously likes hitting here a lot more. Containing, so we made another double blunder. Probably the exact same reasons as I stated before. Okay, well, this didn't go very well this game. There's some interesting things in it and ended up saving the gammon. Now 2-1 opening roll, they're very close between this play, slotting the 5 and splitting at the back. There's really pick 'em. I tend to like this. If I'm playing a much weaker player, I might slot the 5 to make it a more complicated and pure game. Against the computer, I think it's better to split. So 1 for sure. I think we come out and break the mid here. Too much of a good thing. We're being doubled, but it's just a position we've got to take. And the computer's so aggressive in cube action that the default really is a double take now, unless positions are very gammonish. I've said it before, but it really does feel like that. So here it's a little bit dangerous. I think we've got to anchor up and start building the board. Now we're ready if we get a shot. Interesting, he made the bar point instead of his 5 point here, which I probably yeah, the 5 point just leaves too many shots, I guess, on the 11, whereas this leaves none. Now, of course, we could step up, but we want to stay back and try and hit a shot. And there's a chance we might now. There you go, here's our shot. And we hit. So we double pass now. Maybe it's a technical play on, because there's no sequence where It's not going to be double pass next time, but I'm a bit lazy. Let's just keep him out. There's no point playing for a gammon in a position like that. I mean, technically it's right to play on, but I'm a cash game player and I like to play fast. So this looks like it could be an interesting game. Lots of a long game, interesting decisions. Just playing strategically at the beginning to make the important points. Doesn't matter about being hit. You want to put the checkers in the right place for the rest of the game. What can we do here? Can't see anything else. However much you watch this vlog and want to improve, backgammon really is just about playing a lot. And so many of the last 10-20 moves, you know, without an error, I've just played at lightning speed, just because they feel so natural and the positions, just putting the checkers in the right place looks natural. Okay, so it's a strong cube, but we're 9 up. We're only 9 behind, and I think we'll take. Yeah, so much just comes from play. The more you play, the more a lot of moves just become very natural. I think we come in like this. Well, that was a mistake. I should have come in on the 5. Just maintain more race equity. Oh, a long range shot. This is our chance to win. Okay, now we've got a game. So out in safety. Now we're up 2 pips and he's on the bar. But I think probably have a take next time so we can give it 1 shake. But I'm getting close to cubing. Now if we just come in and safety this man and he comes in, how are we going to get home? I think, not convinced, but I think this is the right play. Gives double 6, 6, 3, 5, 4, but when he comes in we're in a really strong position. And now I think we're up 7 and we've got enough to cube here. Yeah. Same question. Do we just come in? No, sorry. This is obvious. So we could hit. Might be right. Let's look at the relatively safe play first. So after this, we're 12 pips in front, and we give him 6 shots, 2, 5, 3, 4, and 6, 1. But he rolls the big doubles for the game as well. And this way, I think I prefer this. Unless he rolls 5-1 or 5-3, we're getting a shot back. And it cements, we really should win now if he doesn't roll a 5. I think we've got to do that. Sometimes you've got to be brave. Worked out kind of nicely. No heroics, just bring it home. Okay, so that was an amazing game to turn around. Kind of brought that home nicely. some good decisions and technical plays towards the end of that game. So recovering a bit. Played that game well. So the final game of the session. So he's going to cube here. And familiar position, we're stuck quite a lot in the race, 24. But there is a long way to go. But we don't really have anything. We don't really have a board. He's got a lot of blowout numbers. Can I really just pass this and give up this game? I mean, say he attacks us and we hit him back. We've got 2 blots here. I don't like this. I'm going to let this one go. And it was a pass. So overall, we played that session at a 5. I think that's really the borderline of world class. It says it's world class, but to me, world class is quite a big band, you know, going from the low 3s to around here. And whilst I think I made quite a lot of good moves, I made a few blunders that were avoidable. But I definitely learned a lot in this session. That was a pretty cool session. I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I've got to go out for dinner now, otherwise I'll play another 10 games straight away because I kind of enjoyed that. But thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye.